Hi everyone, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the Illumin Guru. I'm coming to you from the great outdoors. I wanted to say hi with my glasses off, but I do need them to make the video, so I'm going to put them back on. All right, so I have your energy forecast and reading for the full moon in Aries that's taking place on Monday, September 24th, 2018. This energy reading will carry us through the weekend and beyond. So this will touch upon the autumnal equinox. It's not something that I just did that reading for the autumn equinox and that's it. It's static. I did that reading probably about a week ago, and I still feel like the energies are moving so fast that actually warrants an update as well. So I'm going to check you in on the current energies, and then we're going to talk about the things that we're working on through this full moon, and some opportunities up ahead for you, and also the challenges. I wrote an extended forecast, which is always a channeled message. That's going to go out in my email newsletter. If you guys don't receive that and you want to sign up, you can do so on the illuminedguru.com. The links are on the channel art, and I'll put them below this video. And just click on the homepage, just scroll to the bottom, and you just enter your email address, and then I'll put you on the list, and you'll start receiving those emails. A lot of people like to read the forecast because they can process it better, and the messages that I get in these live readings are different than they might graze upon some of the topics that I write about, but they're always going to be slightly different. So yeah. What else can I tell you? I'm going to be shuffling some cards, okay? So obviously I'm outside. It might be a little windy. We might have someone's lawnmower go on or an airplane fly over. So hopefully it won't be too noisy. It's really a beautiful fallish day, and tomorrow's the autumnal equinox, my favorite day of the year because it starts my favorite season. Let's just start to talk about these energies right now. So I feel like right now for the collective, a lot of what's happening is, a lot of you have been saying, I feel like I've moved forward, but I also feel like I'm stuck still, or the progress that I thought I was making isn't showing itself. And I want you to rest assured that it is happening, it is in process, and that you have expanded and you have up-leveled. You are up-leveling. Even if you don't see the physical manifestation of it right this very second, or if you're seeing just glimmers of it, it's still crystallizing. Give it a little time, okay? It's going to be crystallizing for the next 6 months or so, but many of you, I think, are going to find much more harmony and balance towards mid-October. Right now, what's happening, especially with this Aries full moon, is on its way to us, and is that we're being called to do some additional assessment of our triggers and our reactivity and our wounds, because they're going to show their ugly heads again, and you're going to go, oh my God, I thought I healed this. I know you all. I know that's what you're saying. But the thing about it is that we're never all truly healed, and it takes practice. And I think one of the things, obviously that shows you how healed you are is when you're triggered in a certain situation or with a particular person, right? So those opportunities are going to arise, and you might feel yourself riled, or you might feel something that you thought you had cleaned out of the closet or scraped out of the bottom of the barrel, and it's going to resurface again. But it's resurfacing so that we can understand what's behind it. Really, really, this is a time to look at what's behind it, because we are going to be highly reactive with some of these planetary aspects. And so they're saying, think before you speak, or before you shout, is actually what the guides were saying. Think before you shout. And also remember that you can slow down at any time. That's a huge piece of holding power. When you feel reactive, you can withdraw, and you can slow down. It's taking yourself out of that moment for a moment, if that makes sense. So when you feel yourself being riled, or you feel yourself, that's when you want to kind of step back, step away for a moment. one of the things that's riling us, I think, is just this need to like have all the answers, make it concrete, especially with this Aries energy. We want it fast, we want it now, we want it good, we want to be the best, we want it to come quick, we want to take action, we want to take the bull by the horns, and that sort of fire energy can be really, really beneficial, right? If you're channeling it the right way, like as connected to the fire in your belly and really internalizing what that is and getting the momentum started from the engine in here. But I think for many of you right now, the tendency is going to be to want to put all of that outward. Like, I want to do it. I want to grab it. I want to go for it. If I don't have an answer, I want to make it concrete. I want to make it black and white. And that can also affect your relationships, because that means that you might look at someone and project that onto them, meaning you might be saying, give me the answer. If you don't, you might be making threats, or if you don't give me the answer, then I'm going to do this. Or if it's not, dichotomous statements, like if it's not this, then I'm going to make it this. And they're saying soften, because there's no need to be that, let's say, hasty or impulsive right now. There's a bit of impulsiveness about the energy that's coming in. And they're saying if you just wait like a week or a month or 2 months down the road, you're going to be able to take the steps that you want to take right now in a much more fluid way. Okay, does that make sense? Instead of like ripping the rug out from underneath you or taking quick action just to get a decision, just to make it concrete, they're saying be okay with it not being concrete. Be okay with you not being at your final destination right now, or not having arrived, where you thought you were going yet completely. Be okay in that. And see what's here for you. What's here is you are going to get triggered. So what's in the triggers? What's behind them? What are those triggers telling me about the fears that I still have? What are those triggers telling me about where I'm still keeping myself stuck, where I'm standing in my own way, where I'm holding resistance, where I'm holding anger, where I'm holding fear? And also, what are the desires behind those triggers? What's in those triggers? There's some sort of a seed of a desire for something that you're wanting. And it's really, I don't think you'd be as triggered if you were admitting the truth to yourself all the way about what it is you want, and then taking tactical, practical steps towards it. You wouldn't need to shake someone to try to get answers if you were giving yourself your own truth. Does that make sense? So that's the way they've been showing that piece of it to me. I'm just gonna pull some cards to support each segment of messages that I give. And sorry, I just dropped some of the cards. And we're going to kind of reinforce the messages with the cards, see what else comes, and then we'll kind of move on to the next aspect of the messages, because I have bunch of things that have been coming through. Okay, so they're saying 9 of water, okay, this is about that, how you're dreaming of that fulfillment, right? That this is something else. With the Aries full moon, we're being asked to release again what's not serving us anymore, as motivated by self. So that means a look at yourself and what you truly, truly desire. And they're saying watery. This is like that message I posted a few weeks ago. Start dreaming, keep visualizing about what you want. Where it's going to get dangerous is when you expect to be swimming in that exact area right now. That's when we're going to get impulsive. But they're saying, keep dreaming about it, keep feeling the essence of it. And the only cups who really need to be filled are yours, in order to make everything else in your life fall into place, and to make the cups of those around you full and happy as well. Whereas some of you, I think, are still kind of, you're holding some fear around being selfish, and they're saying you're really needing to think about yourself as singular. And even in the twin flame dynamic, because you are one and the same. And both of your work, you and your twin flame partner, is to come into your individual wholeness. And that is being called as paramount right now. Your desires, what you truly want. What is your heart's desire? Where have you been living out of that integrity? Where have you been depriving yourself of the fulfillment? Where have you been following suit, going by the book, doing what others, have wanted you to do, or following what society's told you to do? Where have you not explored what could be treasure? Because that's a huge piece of this too. And this has come up in several sessions over the past week or so. Where have you not explored your passions? Aries is a very passionate sign, okay? And it can be very impulsive, but it can also use that fire energy to its advantage. And they're saying emotionally, what makes you tick, right? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What gets you excited? Those are all emotions: joy, excitement, happiness, feeling warmth in your heart. Maybe that's helping people. Maybe it's doing something that just is exhilarating or creative for you. Those are the things that you're being asked to go into with a singular focus. And that's hard for some of you because a lot of you have contingencies on things, egoic things, money, stuff like that. Well, like, you're hung up on that piece of it, or you have contingencies on other people. Like, well, I can't start my mission because my twin hasn't started. They're saying, no, start everything. Bask in your visions and your 5D timelines and in all the things that you want to create as if there was no contingency, there's no reliance on anyone else. It's just you relying on yourself and paving your own pathway. That's how that's going to open the space for the twin flame to come in and meet you harmoniously, because they're doing the same thing. This message is for everyone. So when you have two people doing that, not in a selfish vein, but in a self-loving way, in a way that you are forging ahead, that where you've released the shackles of things that haven't that kept you bound. And this was one of the cards that came up in the traditional tarot deck. And it's like just saying, like, it's time to take off the blinders. Like, where have you not been in your truth? Like, really give yourself permission to explore for treasure that you didn't even know was in you, the things that you love as connected to your passions, especially. That's going to also get you out of this, I want it here now, and I want to know what it is. Like, I want to know what my mission is. I want to know what the outcome with the twin is. When you're exploring and giving yourself permission to go, further into your passions and into your, what brings you alive, what enlivens you, that's what's going to take your mind off of the needing to figure it out, the needing to know. You'll be surrendered. You'll be doing the things you love. You'll be doing creative things, meditative things. So I highly encourage that, because in October, as I've been saying, there's going to be travel, there's going to be collaboration. You're going to be coming together with soul groups, soul family. You're going to be meeting your soul tribe. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be doing retreats and doing all sorts of things that are going to bring you together as a community to collaborate. And that's just the start of that. But we're definitely going to see that by mid-October. If not sooner, if not the first weekend in October. This is the deception of self, okay? This is where we've been deceiving ourselves. Where have we been deceiving ourselves? Where have we not been truthful about what we desire? Okay, and so let's pull from the Good Tarot. So we've got 7 of Fire. This is the jumping off point. You see this? Do you even see almost like there's the same angle? You see this angle here? This angle is the swords downward, him looking over his shoulder, like, it's the deceit. This angle, it's the opposing angle. Instead of it pointing down, right? It's pointing, this magical unicorn is pointing up with all its magic. This is the jumping off point. How can I free myself to see my truth and then move towards it. Where have I been lying to myself about what that truth is? Anytime where you feel depressed or you feel stuck, you're out of alignment with your truth. You're out of alignment with source energy. You're out of alignment with your truth, your divine truth. So instead of trying to rev your engine from that stuck or depressed place, go inwards and ask yourself, what is the truth that's needing to come through that I have not been hearing? What are the aspects of things that I have been denying myself? What are the things that I've been lying to myself about? Where am I out of integrity from within? And how can I align with those truths better? Okay? So I love that message. And with that is the, we've got the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is just saying, like, I feel like it's much less about, oh, take time to rest, because I don't feel like any of you are like resting. I think this energy that we're coming into is completely restless. You're like, I want to do it. I want to go. I want to, I want to do it. I want to be it. I want to become it. I want to know it. I want to, there's this a lot of I want to energy, and why isn't it happening now? And why are things stagnant? You're going to be more restless than anything. So the Four Swords right now is representing to us the rest you have taken to get you prepared for channeling this energy correctly. And it's also talking about, those places where you have felt depressed, or you have felt, weighed down, or you have felt not in alignment. They're seeing the key to alignment is hearing your truth and then lining up with it. Okay? And that's going to energize you. That's going to get you out of any stuck or depressed or heavy or tired energies. Okay? So we're definitely moving out of a tired phase. And we needed to rest. We were doing a lot of up leveling. We're still up leveling, but I think those energies are lifting now. There is this sense of like, oh, I want to create. I want to do. So my message to you is create from within, not from without. That doesn't mean you can't make something physically, because we want you to be making things. But we're saying, like, don't try to create the solution out here when the solution is in here. Don't try to start the energy. It's like, like on a motorcycle, how you like, it's that little kickstart bar or moped or whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about or thinking of, but there's that little kickstart bar. You kickstart it. Well, think about your kickstart bar as being in your solar plexus, being connected to your inner knowing, like you're the fire in your belly, like everything happening organically from within, rather than trying to kickstart the energy out here where you're looking for the answers and the definitive answers. Think of it that way, because that's what they keep showing me. And they keep showing me this motion of in the belly like this. Okay. And it's like, get the engine going, right? It's like, get the fires ignited and get the wheels turning and just get it going and start building organically, like very organically, whatever it is you're working on. If you've been working on project, do more from this place, because in time, after we come out of some of this impulsive energy, you're going to find a lot of balance. There's a lot of masculine, feminine energy balancing. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And you're going to find this balance. And then you're going to use this energy. You're going to use this fire you connected with. You're going to use the seeds that you've already planted. And you're going to just be able to walk forward onto the new path a lot easier than you think. So, yeah, and here's the new path. So here it is. It's the Ace of Pentacles. And we're going to pull a card to support this too, from the Good Tarot deck. And it's the Page of Water. So it's like the Page of Cups. So this is saying, it's saying that you're maturing, and we've had this before. We've had this before. We had this, I think, last week or in the fall equinox reading. There's a maturation that's happening emotionally, right? Where you're having the wherewithal now to heal yourself through the reactivity, to release what no longer serves you, so that you can start a new in this way, in the physical world, through your manifestations, through your focus, through your creative projects, through your mission, with more maturity emotionally. That's going to help you on every level, okay? And a lot of that maturing that's happening right now is the balance of your divine feminine and masculine energies, okay? And I pulled the Two of Cups, and I do feel unions happening. I really do. But this is definitely your masculine and your feminine side uniting. And that's what this is talking about. And we're seeing a re-emergence of the masculine, divine masculine, in a new way. So what is the new divine masculine template? We're going to talk about that in a moment. But do you understand that as you become singularly focused in a whole individuated person who is walking in their truth, who is releasing the things that have bound them, taking off the blinders, pulling themselves out of denial, deceit, any place where they've not been truthful with themselves, any place where they've been looking around and feeling dissatisfied at the conditions of the 3D. All of that is being released. That's being released. So you can step into your truth and find your treasure within yourself through self-love, through blazing your own path, through believing in yourself, clearing through the fear templates, and not feeling guilty about it, feeling empowered through it. And that's going to help you have the confidence to do this, to create this new beginning. And it's going to bring you a new focus. It's going to bring you abundance, connection, and it's really something that you're nurturing from your belly, from inside, organically. It's not outside of you. So all these things that we've been doing where we've been trying to control things outside of us or reaching outside of us to control things, all of this up-leveling and ascension, these ascension symptoms that have been making us tired, all of this misalignment where we're not in alignment with our truth, this has made us tired. And that tiredness is ending. We're going into a period of feeling energized. I mean, even restless because we don't know what to do with that energy just yet. Or we're feeling too impulsive with it. Pull it back, hone it in, pull it inside of you, connect to your truth, because this is going to help you even further balance your masculine, feminine energies. That reactivity that we're seeing, right? Those triggers, that reactivity, that's the remnants of many of you who have been doing the healing work at a deeper level. Many of you, those are the remnants of your out of balance masculine and out of balance feminine energy. And then you're going to come into your power even more because you're going to have the awareness. You're going to go, wait, I'm emotionally maturing. I actually have the wherewithal to actually get past this in a new way, right? So this is representing union with yourself completely. And when do I see this happening? Now. I see many of you coming into union with yourself between now and early October. I mean, really merging with yourself. And in that merging, you're merging with your 5D timelines as well. So this is a great time to really indulge yourself in them. And that's the perfect word, is to indulge yourself in them. And here it is, the Chariot, to support this message, union with yourself. The Chariot saying, this is forward movement. We also see the two horses. You see the black and white, right? And there's a dichotomy here. This is where we're seeing male, female, right? There's the merge. There is a merge, a blending. And I wanted to talk about the masculine emergence. So I wanted to tell you, and I wrote it in the forecast, my written forecast, that my business is primarily, it's about 90% females. So I probably work with about 10% of my clientele is male. And that's just been how it's been historically. And over the past 2 weeks, all of my sessions have been 50% female and 50% masculine or male clients. And I do feel like everyone is representative. You guys are all going to hate me for saying this because I've oscillated in my feelings about this, but I'm going to tell you. Everybody is representative of both masculine and feminine. And you could be a male who identifies more with the feminine energy. You could be a female who identifies more with the masculine energy. But I feel like you're all masculine, you're all feminine. And it matters really not whether you identify with more with one or the other. That has been you trying to balance these energies from within throughout this journey. And for some of you, as you find more balance in these energies from within, you're going to identify with what you hadn't been before in a new way. Okay, so that means that the masculine messages are going to resonate more for you. You're going to be identifying with that piece of it. You're going to say, hey, I'm really harnessing this masculine energy in a new way. Or for those of you who have identified with the feminine energy more predominantly, you're going to say, or no, vice versa. Those of you who have been already identifying with the masculine energy, you're going to say, hey, and you're going to start more identifying with the feminine energy. And the reason why is because the masculine on the planet, they're reemerging. And like I said, they're emerging more in touch with their feminine side. They're shifting the paradigms. They're shifting what the masculine, like in an egoic way, from what society has taught us, what the masculine roles are and what a masculine should look like, right? This is a self-aware masculine. This is an awakened masculine that's emerging. This is a masculine who's in touch with his feminine side. This is a masculine who is thoughtful and contemplative, but can also harness the strength of a true warrior, a true masculine. And that's not, swords up. That's just presence. That's the strength in being present in himself and in his truth. And so there's many different ways that I could go on and on in describing this, but that's the overall essence of how I feel that. Let's pull some cards from our fairy deck because this deck is so fall-like. I love it. And let's get some support of these messages. I'll say in my written forecast, I had also channeled that by the new moon in Libra, which is I think October 9th, 8th or 9th, we are going to be really working on balance and balancing this, wanting to take action with knowing how to organically create from within and then logically take the next step and, inspirationally hear the calling for that step and balance between masculine and feminine energy. But it's not that we're just we're not, I want to say this exactly the way they're saying it to me. They're saying we're striking a balance. We're not just looking for it, working on it. They're saying we're striking the balance around or in that new moon energy. And that new moon energy is very much going to help us manifest what all these things that we've been thinking of, working on, and even new things that haven't come in yet. One thing that's coming to me too is that those of you who have been on Vibe Up, and if you guys haven't checked out Vibe Up yet, please do. It's vibeup.com. Amazing online courses where I'm grooming my own team of soul coaches. I've just invited a few coaches to come into the fold, and by the end of the year and early 2019, there's going to be not only my courses, but all sorts of coaches and gurus and their courses, and it's an amazing way to navigate your ascension. But we hold weekly group calls, and my intensive program has been on those calls too because they're Vibe Up members. And in those calls, there's been a lot of giving one another messages, where everyone is so much coming into their intuitive power. I'm amazed by you all, listening to you all on the Vibe Up calls and in my intensive program, hearing the gifts that you have and that you're tapping into. I mean, I'm in awe and I'm in admiration, and I hear though the exchange, when someone in this community who gets you, who gets this, that you respect, right, says to you, or maybe someone that you don't know very well, and they just say to you, hey, I have a message for you, receive it. Because I feel like a lot right now is we're receiving messages for one another. So if you have this inkling, or you have a hunch, or you have this feeling, or you received a message, don't hesitate to tell someone right now. And and you can deliver it gently, and you can ask their permission and whatnot, but it's just we're helping one another by doing that in a tremendous way. And from that, a lot of people are being sparked on new ideas, new path, and all of that. So don't hold back. What you might say or share with someone can really help bring them clarity, can help shape their path. Yeah. So that's pretty huge. And I think some of you are still kind of teetering on the precipice of wanting to share your gifts and still being a little bit shy about it. But that's a nice sort of casual way to start doing it. Hi, I have a message for you. I was wondering if you'd be open to receiving it, and then go for it. Okay. So, fairy cards. She who laughs. So, she who laughs is all about humor, finding humor, perspective in where we're at. Finding the perspective in where you are at, is very important right now, because you might be going, nothing's changed, or I'm not, why am I here? Why is everything still feel stuck? And they're saying, no, you're needing to zoom out. You're needing to take it lighter. You're needing to find the humor and have fun. Like, this is fall. Like, it's magical, at least in the northern hemisphere. The weather is nice. It's comfortable. We're not in that oppressive heat anymore from that Mars energy and all the summer heat waves and everything. The veil is thinner right now, right between now and all through October, and the veil is thinner between worlds. We're getting more messages. I hear a lot of you saying, I'm seeing spirits. I'm talking. I'm channeling. I'm harvesting my mediumship abilities. Use those gifts, have fun with them. Go do something. Go to a mediumship circle. Go to a fire ceremony. Go to a retreat. There's tons of things that go on in the fall, but they're saying have fun. Find the humor. If you're not where you want to be, if you're not where you want to be at right here, go somewhere that makes you feel good. So go do something that makes you feel good and gets you feeling playful again, and gets you feeling caught up in like loving the world, and loving where you're at, and loving life, and feeling like you know why you're here. Because that's something that I hear on this journey a lot, is that people say, I feel like I don't belong, which is the plight of many empaths. It can be the result of trauma, and it can be past life stuff that you've brought in. It can be the ancestral stuff that you've contracted with your family, where you feel like the black sheep, but you've never felt like you belonged. You feel misunderstood. I get it. I really do. But so many on this journey feel that way. They feel like we're coming into a sense of greater belonging as we step into our gifts. But that's what's making us feel more purposeful. That's what's pulling us into ourselves, our divine connection that you may not have had throughout your life. So don't forget to do those things that bring you joy, and especially as connected to your gifts, your psychic gifts, your empathic gifts, your spiritual gifts. And then we've got Dura, which is healer, nourishment, nature. And I feel like this is saying get out in nature. There's a reason why I'm doing this video, and this message about nature is coming up. It's going to renew you. It's going to revitalize you. It's going to give you inspiration and clarity and meditative space. So that's really important right now. And then we have Mabon, which is, this is the start of Mabon, right? This is the fall where the pagan festival of Mabon begins, and you're honoring and celebrating what you've harvested this year, and then looking towards what you want to create in the winter months and through to next spring as things rebirth. So this is where you're outlaying your work for the winter months. And this is an important thing to think about. This is one of the reasons why I set up my soul coaching certification during the winter months, because I know a lot of you are wanting to emerge come March with this, with this new knowledge, with this certification under your belt. It's something that I wanted to be doing this winter. There's other things that I'm going to be working on too, and this is a great time to think about those things. Okay. All right, so if you want the full written forecast, it's in the email newsletter. Sign up on theilluminguru.com. I'm sure I missed some things, but I think that feels pretty complete in terms of the overall messages of this energy. I hope that you have a beautiful transition into the fall season, and that you are remembering to just trust this journey. Okay, if there's any advice I can give you, just trust where you're at right now, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I love you all. Okay, bye. Mwah.